What is up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome back to the most triumphant return of Rockin Robbie Live. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Billups, and of course, tonight's a very special Teen Dog Shades night. That's right, if you don't know what the Teen Dog Shades nights are all about, you're gonna find out, but it's the times where we go a little crazy. That's right, we're gonna be talking about an experience I had last week hunting UFOs, if we want to call it that, but I'm gonna talk about it. I'm involved in a new production that's being done, and it will be available at some point, but we have a little bit of a sizzle reel, a trailer, teaser type thing of some footage that we filmed last week, but I will tell you the full story tonight. But long story short, last week, with intention, we went to a place to see if we could summon a UFO or something like that, and we did, and it's pretty crazy, and I know that most of y'all ain't gonna believe it, but it's okay, don't worry about it. But that's what we're gonna be talking about tonight here on the special Teen Dog Shades night. Hope everybody's had a great week and a great weekend. I have had a fantastic week. In fact, since the last time we did a Rockin Robbie Live, life went down, then up, and then down, and it kept bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, and now we have bounced back, and life is doing pretty good. That's okay, circumstances. But anyway, no, we're gonna have a good time tonight. I had a great weekend. Did some shows. Did Dylan's horror show last night. Maxine is what we talked about. That was a fantastic movie. I had a lot of fun with it. We had a great conversation over at Dylan's horror show. On Thursday night, we did Blood Splatter Chatter over at Verno's channel, and we did a 2008 French film called Martyrs, which really fucked me up just a little bit. So that was a fun conversation as well. We're in the midst of Action Fest, and we just recently talked about RoboCop, and then, yeah, RoboCop was the last one. In fact, tomorrow is the direct middle point of Action Fest 2024. We're going to be talking about Last Action Hero. So that's going to be fun and super, super cool. But yeah, we're going to be getting into it. We're going to be getting into some stuff tonight. Now, because of the craziness of the week, I had to help my girlfriend move, pack up a bunch of stuff. It's been a hectic couple weeks, but it's been a good couple weeks. But I didn't get a chance to read my DC books or nothing, so no DC sneak peek tonight, so I'm really sorry about that. But it is what it is. I got the books, I just haven't read them yet. Looks like some decent stuff. I will tell you this. You should follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you're on Facebook, join the PCP Army. That's the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. You can find podcasts and more at popculturephilosophers.com. You can also support the channel with a like, a share, a subscribe, and of course over at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine PCP patrons right there. You could also drop a super chat, but I will want to point this out. My dear friend, one of the most important people in my life, Jayme, had a really bad car accident a few weeks ago, and it has kind of put her out of a job, and so she's going through a real tough time. So she has recently started a GoFundMe. So I threw it in the description. It's in the chat pinned at the top. I'll also just drop it again right there. But if anybody feels so inclined, any little bit can help. Jayme is one of the absolute best people in my life, and I don't know where I would be without her in my life. So very thankful that she's okay, made it through the accident just fine, but really messed up some stuff. So if anybody wants to help out one of the most important women in my life, please do so at the GoFundMe link that I just shared. All right, we're going to get into it tonight. We're going to have fun. But you know we can't officially start the show without your very own official First Five. All right, we're going through my DVD collection, which is interesting to see what movies have survived. Because I used to have like over 1,000 movies on DVD, and now I just have like one rack filled with them. But going on through, we're still in the A's. I've got the amazing Screw-On Head. This is based on the Mike Mignola comic. Paul Giamatti plays in it. David Hyde Pierce, Molly Shannon. I love this thing, and I still have it because I don't even know if there's a DVD of it, but I don't know, I really like it. It's cool. It's based on the thing. I think it was supposed to be the pilot for like a series that never got picked up. All right, next up, we've got American Beauty. I always list this as one of the most important movies I've ever seen in my life. It really changed my perspective on a lot of stuff. In 99 when this came out, I'm like 18 years old, right? So, I don't know. This movie kind of perfect. A lot of people can kind of pick it apart today, but to me, this movie really means a lot, and I still have it on DVD. Then we got The Adventures of Aquaman. This is an animated series, I believe from the 60s, but it's a fun set. You know me, I'm a big Aquaman guy. Pretty dope. So as soon as this was released back in the day, I had to snatch that up. 26 cartoons. All right, next up, one of my favorite Disney movies, The Aristocats. Haven't upgraded a lot of my Disneys to Blu-ray yet, but Aristocats is definitely one I want to because I love that movie. Everybody wants to be a cat. Hallelujah, everybody. Everybody wants to be a cat. And then there's Barton Fink, which I haven't upgraded. Obviously, none of these have been upgraded to Blu-ray. Maybe some, but not any of the ones we're showing off today. But there's Barton Fink, a great, great Coen Brothers movie. And that has been your official First Five. All right, now we're back. And to really get a Teen Dog Shades night going, all right, we gonna do this tonight. But let's take a look at the chat, see who's up in here. What do you want to chat about? We can still talk about whatever, you know. This show is driven, fueled, if you will, by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, your concerns. But we do have some exciting stuff to get into. Let's take a look at the chat. We got GTK Comic in the house. What is up, my man? We got BJ. We got Make Aim Great Again. We got Anissa in the house. What is up? Name changes. Hola, how you doing? Ooh, it's a Teen Dog Shades night. You got that right, bruh. All right, we got Rogue Collecting in the house. Station, hope everyone had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. Really good weekend. I did something weird last night, something I never do. So I did Dylan's horror show, and I'm done with it. I'm just chilling at the house, and, you know, the friends and the girls, they're all, like, busy, you know, doing other things. And I'm just sitting, I'm like, I'm feeling antsy, like I want to get out for some reason. Like, I don't know, I want to go out. But I was like, oh, everybody's busy, everybody's at home. Then I was like, ain't no reason why I can't just go out, which I never do. Like, I don't like going to a restaurant by myself. I don't like going somewhere by myself, unless it's, like, to fucking the store or something like that, right? But, like, yeah, going out, like, eating, drinking, something like that, I don't like usually going by myself. I always like to roll with a crew, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, fuck it, let's just go. So I just went to the typical bar I hang out at, met a couple people, just chat with them, had a good time. Didn't do any karaoke, but just hung out and chatted with some people and met some new people. And then I walked over to the other bar that stays open later than the bar that the karaoke bar. And I just sat there drinking a gin and tonic at a table by myself. And, like, nobody showed up that I knew, which is a rarity at that bar. And then I left. But I was looking at all these people. So at Lips is the karaoke bar. I was able to, like, just talk to people, meet people and all that shit. But I don't know, at Lone Goose, I was just people watching. And it was really fucking sad, y'all. I was, like, watching these fucking sad, pathetic dudes trying to pick up these women. And they were obviously not interested. They couldn't read body language and all that kind of shit. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. Which made me feel good because I was like, well, like, I'm cool. I'm just sitting here chilling, having a gin and tonic. I was cool. Cool as a cucumber. Anyway, I don't know why I shared that, but I did. And then I shared a picture of it on my IG and on my Facebook, on the IG and the FB, and lots of likes. Damn, all right. But just so everybody knows, like, everything was fine. Like, it wasn't like a sad, let's go drinking alone at the bar thing. Like, it was a fun thing. I was, like, trying to, like, expose myself to something I don't usually do. Just go out to the fucking bar by myself with no plan on anybody I know in being there. I'm just having a good time. It was fun. Sweet Mimosa, what is up? Eddie is in the house. Whoa, Two Gun Pedro, pew pew, how you doing? The aforementioned circumstances in the house. John, that's my real name, Smith. How you doing? Damn, that was freaking me out. Teen Dog Shades night is here. Hell yeah, it is. Mad Bomber, what is up? We mostly come out at night. Mostly. Station. Most excellent people. Sledhead in the house. Is it a full moon tonight? I didn't know that. Ariaga, what is up? Yep, Martyrs mentioned. Hey, what's up, Tom? Watching from Canada. Looking forward to your Wednesday new release show. Well, thank you. Hopefully we can get it out soon. I haven't gotten the early start yet, but Hopefully we'll get it. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Who else is up in here? All right, we got James in the house. What's up, James? What's up, William? Where are the other DC 60s cartoon DVDs? Some of the ones I actually have a bunch at the shop. Like that, we have a TV, and I have a bunch of my stuff up there. But you'll see some more DC animated stuff as we progress along with the first and final fives for the next few months. I don't have some of the 60s ones, really. I think the Aquaman's the one the only got. I don't think I have the Batman one. I don't have the Superman one. I got some cool stuff, though. I got a lot of Super Friends, but I don't have all Super Friends, but I got a lot of them. I got the Ruby Spears Superman, which I loved when I was a kid. I loved that show. Hey, what's up, Chris? Good to see you, buddy. Dynamite's in the house. Big Herm's in the house. What is up, my man? Entropy and Comics Station. Hell yeah, Teen Dog Shades Night, bro. Hey, let's smoke up, baby. Did someone say karaoke? Yeah, I didn't do any karaoke last night, but I did go to the karaoke bar. And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be numb. That was for you, Hylia. What's up, Uncanny Suits? Figure drawings in the house. Name changes. I go to shit alone all the time. Death metal concerts, to the bar, the movies, restaurants, and the lake. And the like. I go to the movies alone a lot, actually. The last couple times I went to the movies, I actually went with people. So I went with Jayme and Clayton, two very important people in my life, to go see Quiet Place day one. Really, really loved it. And then we all gathered together and did a late Friday night movie night, which we don't usually do, going out to the movies on a Friday night super late to watch Maxine. And we got a new movie night planned Wednesday. We're all going to go see Longlegs because I'm hearing really, really good stuff about it. Dwayne's a pain with Super Chat. We really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. You help keep the lights on, and those lights are blue. Sing along with me, let's get it. Come on. Hey, yeah. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nun who had a sex with the demon. And now he fights evil and monsters. And now he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. And now he fights with a fire starter named Wilson. And an ectoplasmic mesomaniac. Dwayne's a pain. We really do appreciate that. Thanks so much for the super chat. William says, have you reviewed the horror film Derailed? No, not sure I'm familiar with that one. I don't think so. Dean Poole, what is up? And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be numb. All this misery was necessary when we're deep in love. This I know, yeah, this I know. She told me don't worry. You got me hyped, bro. I'm ready to go. What's up? Sledhead. Oh, I definitely want to hear Robbie sing The Weeknd. I'm a motherfucking star boy. Oh, oh, oh. Look what you done. Look what you done. Look at what you. I'm a motherfucking star boy. Y'all cracking me up. But Long Legs is supposed to be good. We're going to go see it Wednesday right after I get off work. Should be fun. All right. Anybody have any weird paranormal activity kind of things happening? Oh, shit. Whole shoot. Robbie, I'm working on my finances and should know by the end of the month if I can go to Scarefest. Bruh, hell yeah, we're going to Scarefest. I'm telling you what. That lineup keeps getting sicker. But thanks for checking in, bruh. Oh, I love The Weeknd too, Sledhead. I'm hearing good things. I don't remember if Dylan told me he watched it or if he's seeing it today. I don't remember. We talked about it last night, but I don't remember exactly. But I'm hearing really great things about it, so we're having a movie night. Horror movie club. We went to there's a local theater here named Shenanigans or whatever, right? And they have movie nights, right? And so there is a Huntsville Horror Club, and they put on this Nicolas Cage double feature. So we got to go to this theater, and on the big screen we watched The Wicker Man, starring Nicolas Cage. That was my first time watching that movie. That movie's fucking one of the worst movies I've ever seen, man. It was absolutely hilarious. And then the second one was Color Out of Space or whatever, and we did not watch that one. It was getting late, so we went back to my hizzy to drink some tequila and chill, but I have that on Blu-ray. Mike gave me that on Blu-ray, and I've never watched it. I need to. Definitely need to. Oh, the fucking B scene is goddamn so terrible. It's like the worst CG. It's so bad. Have I read Batman Prodigy? Yes. Like the post-Nightfall type stuff where Dick Grayson takes over? No, that's Prodigal. What's Batman Prodigy? Breathe the pressure. Can't play my game, I'll test ya. Psychosomatic, addict insane. Breathe the pressure. Come play my game, I'll test ya. Psycho, somatic, addict insane. Come play my game. Inhale, inhale. You're the victim. Yeah, it's just pulling up Batman Prodigal. But I have read that. It's alright. Color Out of Space was great in my honest opinion since the name changes. I need to check it out then. What's up, Chill Out Man? First saw Robbie, I thought, oh good, Robbie new video. Then I saw the shades. Oh snap, we having fun tonight. You know we are, bro. Teen Dog Shades Night. Surviving life. Surviving yo. It's been an interesting year. I have switched up my, let's call it spiritual paradigm a little bit. Went back a little bit more to my roots. And been reinvesting in certain practices that I've kind of let fall to the wayside. And instead, I was doing other things, and I don't know. I felt like I was just in a circle, and I wasn't doing a lot of practical stuff. So I was wanting to get more into a stripped down way of living again. I'm talking about chaos magic, obviously. So if anybody has any questions about it, I'm open to talk about it right now because I'm in a position where I can kind of talk a little bit about what my work was. But in vague-ish ways, if that makes sense. But I also got some book recommendations if anybody wants to read a little bit further into the idea. Do I have any pets? Yes. Right now there are 2 cats in this place. There's beautiful Queen Ariel. Ariel is 15, and Ariel is the queen of the household. And right now I am cat sitting for my girlfriend, and so I have a cat named Prudence here, who is 7 and wonderful and beautiful, and 2 awesome cats. So yes, two cats. A lot of 2s in my life. 2 faces, 2 shades, 2 eyeballs, 2 noses, 2 chains. Oh, and check this shit. I haven't fit in this shirt since like 2018. That's fucking dope. I've lost a lot of weight, actually. I don't know if anybody's noticed, But straight up, I got 2 balls. You're right, John. And you know. John can attest to the fact that at one point a few years ago, I did in fact have 2 balls. He doesn't know right now, maybe. Yeah, I've been getting in shape, changed up some routine type stuff, getting back into some practical things, and really having a good time, strengthening my relationships and my bonds with those closest to me, and really, really cool. There was a moment a few weeks ago. It was a week that the weekly comic book review didn't drop until Wednesday. I had my very first ever panic attack, which was pretty fucking crazy. I thought I was having a heart attack, and I thought I was about to fucking die. And luckily, it was just a fucking panic attack. I had a lot of shit just overwhelm me, and it just all just fucking one day just snapped. And luckily, I got my bro, John Spillio. He chatted with me on the phone for like 6 hours that day and just really kept me cool and calmed me down and helped me deal with some mental issues I was having and just the frustrations and other things like that. And then ever since then, things have been really great. Trying to live life very intentional, trying to take it a little bit slow, but it has been very, very busy. And right now it seems like everybody I love in my life is just dealing with a lot of shit. And the last thing they need is for me to have any shit to throw their way too. You know what I'm saying? So trying to get in. Chill Out Man says, you lost a lot of weight, but you gained a lot of love, my Robbie. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. But no, Spillio was a big deal in helping me that night. But we did the weekly comic book review, and I've been taking some breaks and chilling out and trying to. That's why we haven't done the wrap up. And, you know, I don't like not doing the wrap up, but it's just because I do it on Fridays, and I got that show I do with Rex from Dynamite. And maybe some things will be shifting around, whatever. I got these videos I'm supposed to make for Marvel that I haven't gotten to yet. I just have not had time. I haven't done any new top-down videos, so we stalled out on those. So I got to kind of get back into a routine. Right now, a lot of things have been chaotic, but it's okay because I've actually invited more chaos back into my life by going back to my roots of chaos magic. And so just to recommend some books, if anybody wants to read, a very simple, easy to understand introduction to chaos magic is this book by Phil Hine called Condensed Chaos. And the forward is by Peter Carroll. You'll see his name pop up here in just a few moments. But this is a really good, just straight up introduction, what it is, why it's not something crazy or satanic or evil, unless you want it to be. Phil Hine has another book called Prime Chaos. And it kind of goes a little bit further. And if you notice, the forward is by Grant Morrison. So these 2 books are really a good, solid place to start. But really where it all starts, I mean, there's the Austin Spare stuff, but really it's Liber Null right here by Peter Carroll. This is kind of like the beginning of chaos magic formulated in theory in a book, right? And so this is an edition that has Liber Null and his follow-up Psychonaut. So those are really, really cool. So, but for sure, if you are interested, these 2 are like your first reads, right? Liber Null and Condensed Chaos. This is just for anybody interested in it. And another Peter Carroll book is Liber Chaos. So that one's really worth it. And then this is one I haven't gotten super into yet. I just got it not so long ago, but it's the Apophenian, I think. And that's Peter Carroll too. And then there's the comic book, The Invisibles. And if you read The Invisibles and enjoy it for what it is on the surface, that's cool. But if you do want to dive a little bit deeper, like reading something like Condensed Chaos and then rereading Invisibles would let you see some of the influences and what exactly is happening in certain kind of things. All right. Lash G, what is up? Have you seen the genius comedy With Nail and I with Robert E. Grant and Paul McGann, the Eighth Doctor? No, I have not. I haven't even heard of that one. Is that a new one? Make Aim Great Again says, awesome, I have a cat also, and she is a real love bug. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, but as far as the weight, where am I at right now? I think I'm like 26, 27-ish pounds lighter than I was. And a big inspiration was seeing Bueller turn that shit around. Like seeing Jim Mint turn his health around, seeing Bueller do it. My buddy Spilio did it. And then I'm just getting fatter, drinking beer and shit. So like I shifted some paradigms, right? And this is part of for instance, this is part of chaos magic, is the idea that you can shift an idea in your head and that you're not holding on to a belief or an idea or anything like that, right? But that you're actually willing to just do something overnight change something about yourself, like a personality thing. And like, this is how it leads into things like self-actualization, because then you're not held on to things that so solely define you. Like for instance, I used to, like when I was a kid, I read Spawn for like the first year or two when Spawn was coming out, right? I had the same Spawn collection everybody else had, which was like 1 through fucking 12 or 18, right? And then I got super pretentious about it and super like just pretentious as hell about art and comics and shit. And when I started falling in the rabbit hole of like Frank Miller and Mike Mignola and Mike Allred and all those dudes. And then I just would just fucking talk shit about Spawn. And I've talked shit about Spawn most of my adult life. And then a few years ago, I decided, hey, let's do a paradigm shift and just fuck around and become a Spawn fan overnight, right? So that's a little thing, but lots of little things like that add up into the ability to shift elements of your personality for certain situations, or to have things happen that you want to happen. Like if you want to have your life guided in a certain direction, sometimes there are behaviors that you have to change. And we all know it's hard to fucking change our minds. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that fucking, what is it, a Sister Hazel song that says, if you want to be somebody else, change your mind. It's true. And I always say this, but it all starts with the story you tell yourself. The story that we tell ourselves every single day, from the moment we get up to the moment we go to sleep, and even during sleep, right? We're telling ourselves a story about who we are, who the people in our life are, what the events mean, the significance of things. This is our story that we're telling ourselves, and I think a lot of us tell ourselves bad fucking stories, and we are unhappy. I was noticing it last night in the bar. I was just kind of watching people and watching how sad it was, right? And I think one of the reasons why I never wanted to go to a bar alone just to hang out and drink, even if I didn't know anybody there, was because I didn't want to appear like the sad dude. But to me, it was everybody else that seemed sad. Not everybody, but you know what I'm talking about. You've seen these interactions. There's this one guy at the table next to me who was so obviously trying to get these women like into him, or maybe this dude too, but like he was so fucking obnoxious and his jokes were bad and really crude, but not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a dude that just thinks saying dick a lot is funny and not actually knowing how to use it. Probably didn't know how to use it in many ways, but I just watching fucking people. I mean, I started thinking of stories about these people. I was like, this motherfucker's probably like a fucking real estate agent. But it all starts with the story we tell ourselves. So you can paradigm shift. And seriously, I did that. I just became a Spawn fan overnight. I just did it. And that's, like I said, that's a little thing. But there are bigger things you can do, like switching like here's a paradigm shift I did one time. I became a vegetarian, right? I became a vegetarian for years and then popped back into being an omnivore. And I did it just to see if I could do it. And I did it. And then I realized I started feeling self-righteous about being a vegetarian, and so then I was like, well, fuck that. I can't be that self-righteous about this because it's so silly, you know. So then I introduced fish back in, then I introduced chicken, and then eventually red meat. There's a time where I just didn't eat pork for a long time because I was in a certain paradigm. I was like it was like something inspired by Judaism. But it was, I was going kosher and shit like that. And then I changed that because I started missing shrimp like a motherfucker. But that's when I got into like turkey bacon and shit like that. Anyway, so all that to say, I did a paradigm shift where I said, okay, I don't drink beer anymore. I don't drink beer. That's one of the first things I did. I was like, I don't drink beer anymore. And I stopped drinking beer. I mean, I've had beer since. I've had like a handful of beer over the last few months. But so I stopped drinking beer. And then I walk every morning, because this is something I used to do back when I was like super into like fitness for a while there, right? Look in the earliest days of the YouTube channel, and you'll see that I'm definitely a slender Robbie. I was half the man that I am today. So I go out and I walk every morning. Not every morning, you know, but like 5 days out of the week I walk. So I'll get up, I'll go walk out. There's this park out in the neighborhood, and I just walk out to it, and then I spin around and come back, and it takes me about like 50 minutes to an hour. I listen to an Audible book. Lately, I've been listening to Robert Anton Wilson's Cosmic Trigger. I am in Cosmic Trigger 2 right now, and I'm about to get into 3. These are, of course, re-listens and rereads because I'm a big Robert Anton Wilson fan. And I would also say that Chaos, another book to listen, I don't have it. It's in the other room, but Cosmic Trigger by Robert Anton Wilson is a very, very important book for me, too. Anyway, so yeah, I did that. I start walking. I listened to an audiobook. I'm feeding my mind. I'm out there. I'm getting sunshine early. I'm enjoying things. I'm trying to notice certain things. So like right now, like rabbits have been all over my life. So rabbits are like a thing. And I'm like, I don't know. Jayme was telling me that rabbits can mean like a rebirth type thing. So I'm holding on to that idea. And my name's Robbie. It's got 2 B's, 1 R, like rabbit. So that's an I. Don't have an A or a T though. They don't have an O or an E, but not everything's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Lots of rabbits. I don't know what that means. One time I found, while I was walking, a chipmunk that's been fucking beheaded. It was a dead chipmunk with its head like 6 inches away, just like it got beheaded in like a fucking Saw movie or a Hostel movie or some shit like that. And I was just like, whoa. Passed this fucking pile of boxes of grass one time. It said free grass. And then they were gone the next day. Somebody grabbed some free grass from somebody. It's interesting. So yeah, just walking, doing that shit. I'm basically eating the same shit every day. It's like ground turkey with tomatoes and habaneros and jalapenos. And I eat that with some cheese and some cabbage. And I season it like with taco seasoning. You know, my own blend. That's what I do. I just eat that all fucking day, all the time. But I like it. And then occasionally have a nice burger, a meal out. Today we had Chipotle, for instance. My good friends Austin and Janelle bought us lunch today, so that was very cool. So I thank them for that. By the way, Austin's book did get funded. So Station, that's cool. All right, I've been rambling. Let's take a look at the chat. See, this is what we do for Teen Dog Chains. It's always good to talk it out. Hell yeah, it is. Thank you, Anissa. I appreciate that. Why do you think people's mental is all over the place these days? I think it's technology. I think technology has a lot to do with it, like the phones and just the short form, like TikToks and Reels and all that kind of shit. And I think it's caused this crazy expansive division, you know, in society where people are in an echo chamber, and when something's like slightly off, then they like triggers a dissonance and they start arguing. And like, I definitely think technology is a big deal. There's been a lot of rapid growth in technology and the way we communicate that has changed in my lifetime. That is astonishing. Like, I'm one of the last generations that grew up without the internet. Like, the internet we didn't get the internet. Wasn't a thing in my life until I was like 15 years old. So I feel like I'm very fortunate for being that final generation in a way. Now I just get called old for it. So got to embrace the chaos. I was raised Catholic, but I always gravitated towards Buddhism. I always thought I would settle down with a Catholic girl, but I'm questioning everything in life now and just wondering if I made that decision to please my parents. Have you ever tried therapy? I have not done conventional therapy. No, it is something I have thought about. It is definitely something I'd be interested in. I'm right now financially we're struggling just a little bit, but by the end of the year things should iron out, and then I think I'll be able to try to figure out where to do something like that. But yeah, it's definitely something that my girlfriend's been encouraging me to check out for a long time, even before the issues. Chill Out Man says, I remember the old Robbie. Dig'ems. You dig? That's why we do you digs, because for some fucking reason at the end of these videos it'd be like, dig. I have no idea why. It's so stupid. The shit I do. Pop, pop, boom. Let's fucking make that work. Station happened organically, so that was cool. That happened when we did the Bill and Ted trilogy on PCP movie night. In the early days of the live version. Changing your mind has to be called magic, so a psychologist might have special powers, not trying to provoke, but just wondering. I mean, yeah, it could be. Could be psychology. I mean, I don't know. I'm not claiming anything. I just know that certain techniques work for me. And yeah, it could be psychological. There's the subjective view, there's the objective view. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know at all. And that's the experiment. It doesn't have to be called magic at all. No, not at all. Could just be called fucking life is what I call it. But no, I don't feel like you're provoking. No, not at all. What's up, Kenneth? Or like Rabbi. Rabbi Robbie. I was a rabbi for Halloween once. I hate YouTube's latest update. I can't hear anything since Robbie upgraded. Can't hear what? What can't you hear? We are not built to process this much information. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Chill Out Man says, big shout out to Robbie's outstanding blood splatter chatter on Verno's show. I'm still low. Okay. It is Teen Dog Shay's night, Trade Paper Dad. Make Aim says, therapy is great. You realize everything goes back to childhood. It takes a lot of strength to face the past from a new perspective, but the result is a much calmer mind. Absolutely. It's definitely something that's going to be part of my paradigm next year. So live streams are in general low to you now, audio-wise? That's interesting. I haven't noticed that, but I don't think I've watched any live streams lately. Interesting. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the UFO experience, y'all. So I hope you're ready to get into it. We'll be right back here on Rockin Robbie Live.
Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Live!
All right, everybody, welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on a special Teen Dog Shades night. We've already dived deep into the Teen Dog Shades zone. We're about to continue that because I'm gonna tell you my story from last week where we basically conjured up a UFO. or some kind of weird sighting, and we'll talk about it. We'll get to that very, very soon. I see some new people just popped up into the chat, including Bizarro Fett. Sup, all you metaphysical folk. I almost forgot. It's Teen Dog Shades night or whatever. We got Inja Benja in the house. What is up? Dynamite just found out Richard Simmons passed away. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Hate to hear that. We also got American Demon in the house. Dude, it was so awesome and kind of you and y'all to buy me and Jayme lunch today. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. We'll return the favor by making some gnarly-ass food one day. Very soon. But thank you. That was really cool to see you and unexpected. So that was super fun to hanging out today. We went on a little bit of a hike. We went and had Chipotle. It was a good afternoon. I had a lot of fun. And now we're going to go see Long Legs, which is supposed to be dope. Very excited. Anyway, you should follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you're on Facebook, join the PCP Army. That's the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. You can find podcasts and more at popculturephilosophers.com. You can follow me on X at the Rockin Robbie. And you can help support the channel with Super Chat or by joining patreon.com/PCP like these fine PCP patrons right there. But speaking of Jayme, one of the absolute most important women in my life, really could use some help. So if you feel so inclined, and you can, any little bit helps. She recently has gotten into a car accident. It has caused her to lose her job. She is really worried about things, but a lot of people have stepped up and helped out. If you feel so inclined, please follow the link that is pinned at the top or in the description or that I just dropped in the chat and help Jayme out if you could. All the support we need here, though, is a like, a share, a subscribe, and a participation trophy for everybody who joins in on the conversation. Because even though we got a grandiose plan, the show is driven, fueled, if you will, by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, and your concerns. So get them in right now. What do you want to chat about? Because we're about to get into some stuff. But do remember that tomorrow night, Action Fest continues on PCP Movie Night, 8 p.m. Central Time. We're talking Last Action Hero. I'm just a normal American average guy. I play cards with Stanley every week. Ah, fuck. I started losing it. I'm trying to overperform it. Bizarro Fett says Long Legs looks so damn good. I haven't seen anything about it. I don't know anything about it. Haven't seen a trailer. Haven't seen anything, right? So, like, I'm excited. And I'm hearing lots of good shit about it. Inja, have you seen it? You want to see Long Legs again, so you have seen it. Is it good? Is it good? Because sometimes when people think a horror movie's good, like, I get nervous. Like, when the horror community loves a movie, I'm just like, I ain't gonna like it. Bizarro Fett says, I haven't seen Last Action Hero since I was a kid. Me neither. I have not seen it since the 90s, but I watched it this morning. Chill Out Man says, oh my God, Last Action Hero. I still sing that song clocking out for work every day. And just says she liked it. Interesting. Just, I liked it. Okay. Not greatest movie of all the time. It's not scary, but disturbing in some aspects. That's what I felt about Martyrs. Martyrs fucked me up. Bueller says, why were you at the bar alone? Why was I at the bar alone? I was at the bar alone because I had just finished Dylan's horror show, Bueller. By the way, nice to see you. Nice to see you. I was just telling everybody how much of an inspiration you've been to me in my recent weight loss journey. And it's good to see you flourishing on your journey in life. But you are one of the reasons why I went to the bar alone last night. Because I was chilling at home. I'd finished up Dylan's horror show. And I was like, I'm feeling antsy. I don't want to just chill at home tonight. I want to go out. But I was like, the partners are busy. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing or whatever. And I was just like, you know what? Why can't I just go out to the fucking bar? Like, and just meet people. So I went to the karaoke bar we usually go to. Chatted with the dude who runs karaoke. He's super cute. He's awesome. And then met a couple people. Just chatted with them for most of the night. Then I went over to another bar. And I just people watched for a while. And felt very grateful about my life by seeing some of this sad, pathetic nature of some of the people that I was watching. Mostly creepy dudes trying to overly impress people and be overly impressive and just be fucking pathetic. But Nah, man. Just did it because why the fuck not, dude? Say yes, right? The Bueller philosophy. Say yes, man. You mean a lot to me, Bueller. I know we don't talk as often as we fucking should, but every time we see each other, it's like no time has passed, brother. You are family to me. Like, for real. You are family to me. And I fucking love seeing you every time I do. And you, sir, are a big inspiration to me. Dude, you fucking are amazing. And I love you, and I love your journey, and I'm so glad that we're able to be in each other's life, bruh. Bueller says, I enjoy being alone. We have a blast together. Yeah, but still surrounded by love, bruh. Me and you, we got a lot of the same ideas about our lives. Y'all, if you never met Bueller in person, he is one of the fucking coolest people. The dude is fucking awesome. Hanging out with him is great. I fucking miss it. And Damien's great. And fucking Spilio and Brittany. And Brittany just had a birthday, so everybody wish Brittany a happy belated birthday. It's good to see you here, Bueller. I saw your recent post. I don't know when it was. Was it yesterday or something? Like your campsite, and you were like just chilling. It looked like you had like a fucking tent going over to your fucking van. That's fucking dope. That's dope as shit, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding, dude. Next time you in the Ville, right? Let's go somewhere and let's camp. I would fucking love to camp out with you. Just chill out, man. Let's like go out into Tennessee or some shit and just fucking camp. You can drive my ass back. That would be so much fun. You still got that electric bike? The one that fucking scared the shit out of me? Ninja, speaking on long legs, I'm presuming. Nah, it's good. The first 30 minutes, chef's kiss. If you like that investigative detective style, you'll love it. The way they used camera angles was perfect also. Some people had an issue with the lead, but she played her part the way she was meant to and did a hell of a job. Hell yeah. Two Gun Pedro says, Bueller is awesome. Can't wait to have coffee with you again. Bueller says, I'm heading your way probably September. Oh, you gave the bike away. I think I remember you telling me that. That's all right. That bike was fun, though. I did like it. I was like in the Office Depot parking lot, fucking freaking out, thinking I'm going to fall at any moment. Y'all should see it. It was fucking stupid. Fucking stupid. All right, so let's talk about this experience. So some of y'all may remember when, I think last year some point, I went on a ghost hunt, right? And this is the crew that I went with. It's a lot of people that I work with, right? The comic shop that I run is called The Deep, and we're all employees there. And so there's this dude named Scott who is super into paranormal stuff, right? And I am too. And then there's a few other people that work there that are too. And they've tried to do a few ghost hunts or whatever. I went on one ghost hunt with them. Of course, they do most of these things on Sundays. And I'm like, Rockin Robbie Live's usually on Sundays, so it's got to kind of make it work, right? But we had planned for this one that was going to be a UFO hunt, is what I called it. But I mean, getting back to this, all right? So, and we're getting the first official debut of this show, and actually first actual announcement for this show publicly. So, but anyway, so we did this ghost hunt together because Scott wants to kind of do this stuff. He used to run paranormal investigations and ghost hunts and shit like that. So, you know, it's not just ghosts. He's really into like John Keel and all that fucking ultra-terrestrial theory and like all that. I love that shit too. And I'm all about it, right? That's why I wouldn't say that what we saw was a spaceship from another planet, but I do think it was a manifestation of an entity or some kind of something. But it's crazy, but we'll get there. So we wanted to do this kind of thing where we would like do investigations and maybe even film it and put out like some videos, right? And do a show, right? And so we did this one ghost hunt and it was great. We almost got fucking arrested. People thought we were breaking into this person's house that we had permission to use, but he didn't have anything in writing. So it led to this. It was a crazy ghost hunt. There was some weird shit that was going on. And then the cops fucking showed up and then we had to go outside and they ran all of our tags, took all of our IDs, and we had to sit out there for a fucking while until they eventually figured out that we were supposed to be there, and then that ended. But we didn't actually do much filming or anything like that, and even this one was still kind of like a test, right? But they've done a few of these other ghost hunts, and I've only been on the one, and it was fun. But Scott comes to me and he's like, "Hey man, we're gonna do this again. We're really gonna do it. I got this cool rig. He's got this cool rig to like record on and shit. But right now he's like, I just want to do like a test season, right? I want to do like 6 episodes, and these are the episodes we're gonna do, right? I don't know if he wants me to tell this stuff, but there's gonna be like ghost hunt. There's gonna be a Bigfoot hunt, which I want to do, but is the one that scares me the fucking most. Like everybody involved, and some people that were involved initially are like, we got a really streamlined core group right now of people that are kind of doing this, and some people will be rotating in and out. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do everything, right? But I'd like to be on there. I had a lot of fun at this last one. So 3 of us went out, and the idea was that we were going to somehow, through intention, cause a UFO to appear. What Scott says was he was wanting to get abducted. And I said, if y'all want to be abducted, hand me over some cash for some shrooms, and I'll guarantee that shit will happen. You will make contact with something, right? Well, but we didn't go that route, right? So what's happening was, in the week leading into this event, we were supposed to meditate every day about this field, right? It's a soybean field, and like a UFO or something appearing over that field. And we were supposed to visualize it, hold that in our heads as much as we can. And I did that every day. Also, we were supposed to think about orange leather, like the texture, the feel, the smell, the look, like everything about it. We're supposed to visualize fully orange leather. I don't remember who does the theory about that. Let me look it up real quick. Orange leather, because I've never heard this. So, I mean, we fucking did it. Orange leather UFO theory. Like, somebody has a theory that if you think of orange leather, what is that? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have Robert Schaefer, maybe? I don't know. But the idea was to think of orange fucking leather, right? What's up, Chocos? Well, watch out for Department of Truth. Hell yeah. So that was the thing. So we were doing these meditations. So every day I would do it for like 10, 15 minutes. And then on Sunday, I did like a good solid hour, right? And I know that Scott did. And then our buddy Blake, who you'll see in this video too, he was unable to make it, right? So he wasn't there, but he's in this video talking too. And what he's talking about in particular when we show this thing is the time we went ghost hunting and almost got arrested, okay? So we go out into this place and having visualized for days. Now, I know Scott did it. The other dipshit, Trevor, I don't fucking know. Trevor's kind of a dipshit. But I don't know why orange leather. It's somebody's theory, Inja, that orange leather will like bring UFOs to you or something. I don't fucking know why, but I did it. I was like, fuck it. It's an experiment. That's what I like to do. It's like, all right, let's try these things and see what happens. We had a profound fucking result, I'm going to tell you. But so like, this is kind of like a test type thing, right? But we go out to this fucking place, and long story short, I mean, I could ramble on about this, and I don't want to give away everything, but I want to tell you what happened, because this is a very authentic experience that happened to me that blows my fucking mind. All 3 of us had our minds blown. So first of all, I'll go ahead and show you the setting. So this is the field that we're at. So over this, past this, you see the house right there, I guess, but those trees back there, behind those trees is this soybean field. That's what we were visualizing. But we knew that we wouldn't be in the soybean field. We thought we would be in the soybean field, but we didn't go into the soybean field because we didn't want to damage any of the crops. Even though we had permission to be there, like, we just didn't want to damage anything, but that would have been cool too. So we're in this like field surrounded by trees. There's this gnarly, cool, like dead tree and this like lake behind it, like a little pond. It was a really cool spot, right? And at first it was a little bit cloudy. I'm snapping photos because I know I'm not going to be able to take good photos once it gets dark. And that was something we were thinking about. There was the camera that we were using. It didn't have any kind of night vision type thing. And at one point I got freaked out and I told him to stop recording, and you'll find out why when I talk about this. But I just snapped some shots, and there was like a wooded area, so we walked back there for a while to get some footage, and it's silly. There's a blurry photo of this pond, but it looked cool, like a Creature from the Black Lagoon type thing, but it was a nice like spot, right? There's that gnarly dead tree. I just thought it was so cool, so horror looking. But then the sun's starting to set and the clouds start dissipating, and it winds up being a very clear night. A very clear night. And we saw lots of shit in the sky. First of all, there's a bunch of fucking fireflies out. So every time a firefly goes off, like, we were like, what? Oh, it's a firefly. And then it's also shortly after the 4th of July, so you hear fireworks in the background, but we don't see fireworks. This is important to something that happens later. So that's dipshit Trevor right there. Nah, Trevor's a cool dude. That's Trevor, and he was there to see what it could happen. That's Scott. Scott's the guy who's behind this whole thing. And there we are with our doofy asses acting like we're looking in the sky for UFOs. Nothing has happened yet when these photos are taken. But some really good photos. And I had a lot of fun getting to know these two dudes who work for me. But just getting to hang out with them in this spot was really, really freaking cool. All right. So we do the meditations. We get to this place for like an hour and a half. We're just seeing fireflies. We saw a meteorite, like a shooting star. We saw, so we knew that was a shooting star because we've seen this shit. We saw tons of satellites, planes. It was very clear. No fucking like light pollution really. It was just beautiful to stargaze. And as the sun set, that's what happened. Basically, we just stargazed for like an hour and a half, right? And then, we go into a meditation, right? And now Stephen Greer has this CE5 protocol type stuff, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, like intentional contact with alien life or intelligence or ultra-terrestrial intelligence or whatever, right? And they use like lasers and shit, so we didn't do anything like that, but we did do the meditations. And I don't know if the orange leather comes from him. I don't think it does. I don't remember. I have to ask Scott. So then there's a blue flash. Very subtle blue flash that lights up the trees and the ground and everything around us, just like that. And I'm like, oh man, is it about to storm? We all think it's lightning, right? A little bit later, happens again. So we're like, that's weird. And it starts happening more frequently, okay? Now, at first, we think it's lightning. So we look up the reports. There's no lightning, right? Then we're like, is it heat lightning? But it's kind of not cloudy at this moment, right? So I don't know, right? But these blue flashes, they're flickering, right? And we all noticed it, and we're trying to figure out what it is. And we hear fireworks in the background, so we're like, oh, maybe it's the light of fireworks off over the horizon that we're seeing across the sky. Okay, that was what we thought, but then it would like really get bright, and it would light up. Like we would just be chilling talking, and it would light the fucking everybody up. Like it was so fucking weird. It was just flashing like that. And then it wasn't timed with the fireworks going off. Now, we never saw fireworks, but we would hear them off in the distance. But the flashes didn't correspond to those things at all, right? Even if there was a delay, right? It just didn't correspond. So it was weird. At this moment, it just feels like it's a weird thing, and we're trying to figure it out. Like, we saw the shooting star. We boom. We see the fireflies. Boom. We are trying to disprove everything that we think we might be seeing. Anything we see, what is it? We're also focused our attention on the sky, and just for a while looking at the sky, which is not something a lot of people do. So these flashes are happening. Scott has the idea, let's do a spirit box session. Because one of the things he wants to do is, if we want to explore the idea that, say, apparitions of demons, ghosts, angels, Virgin Marys, UFOs, aliens, what if leprechauns, pixies, fairies, what if these things are one thing that present itself in a myriad of ways? What if they are ultra-terrestrials? That's the idea that we're trying to explore. Is there a through line in all of these events? Because like Jacques Vallée does these books, and John Keel does the book Operation Trojan Horse, where it is like all of these kind of have the same patterns of what happens. Like the visions of the children of Fatima is very similar to many UFO stories. And some of these UFO stories are so fucking weird. Aliens show up, meet somebody, give them fucking pancakes, and leave. Aliens show up, take some water, leave. It's some weird fucking stories, right? What's up, James? Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat so much. What's up, Brother Joe? What's up, Stu? How you doing? Bizarro Fest says that this sounds kooky as fuck, but like I think it happened. I'm not lying. Okay. So these flashes are happening. We're trying to disprove them, and eventually we go, I think these flashes might be something. So knowing that we're going into this idea of ultra-terrestrials, he says, let's use other techniques, like techniques that are used to hunt ghosts. Let's use them in a UFO hunt. Or in a Bigfoot hunt, let's use UFO techniques or something like that, right? So we do a spirit box. Spirit box is you put on headphones, you connect to this thing, it goes through radio frequencies. It sounds like this. Go. Rob. Stop. Like that. You pick up words, right? The idea being that any kind of entity could manipulate it, right? And could manipulate it and choose words to come out for whatever. So what we've done in a ghost hunt, somebody wears that. Now, I've worn that too. You cannot... Oh, it's trying to do an ad. Hold on. Skip. All right, so there's this, like... When you have those headphones on, you can't hear what people in the room are saying. So you have the headphones on, and what you do is when you hear a word, you just say the word. If you hear a phrase, you say the phrase, right? And so we had interesting results with that at our ghost hunt. So we decided to use that for this alien thing, right? For this UFO thing. And so Scott's got it on, and I start questioning and talking, and I ask questions like, how do you understand mathematics? Or how do you perceive time? What's your star system? It said things to us, like there was responses to the conversation. And they were very interesting. And the frequency usually is very steady on these spirit boxes, but this one kept pitching up and down, and he would say that, right? It told us to stop recording. So I told Trevor to stop recording because I, at this moment, thought 100% that we were in contact with something, with the way that it was talking to me. And I didn't know what it was. And I was asking questions, and apparently at some points I got a little willful with it. And it responded in a playful manner. Overall, in hindsight, like what I'm thinking is we came across some kind of trickster-ish entity or something, but it was playing with me. It called me Robert, and then I said, my name is Robbie or Robin, not Robert. And it said, sorry. And then later on, it called me Robin. It said that it was 3 entities. It said it was David, Gail, and Ryan. They asked if we were local to this star. They said when I asked them about magnetics or mathematics, it started doing like a lot of weird shit. And it sounded like a foreign language or something, but very sped up. And then, when I asked how it perceived time, I can't remember what exactly it said. Luckily, we have audio. So the audio was still recording during this, okay? So as I'm talking to this whatever, okay, which I get it. You could be like, Scott could hear you and just be like playing around. I get it. But I've been on the other side, and that's not how it works. Like, and Scott's very authentic and earnest about this, right? So I legitimately feel like we were communicating with something, okay? It was also setting the EMF detector that Trevor was using. But he was also kind of too close to the phone at times, so we don't know if that was actually a thing. But at certain times, after I said certain things, maybe a little bit more provocatively, it did start spiking. So, I don't know. Then I calmed down, chilled, started talking about human experience, how we perceive dimensions, and I was asking them about dimensions, and I do believe they said something about 23 dimensions. It was a weird fucking thing. We're not on shrooms, we're not on psychedelics, we're not drinking, we're not doing anything like that. We smoked a little bit of bud, but that is not what was going on. And as I'm talking to this entity, then the flashes start really intensifying. And there are no fireworks sounds at all anymore. They're done, okay? And it's just fucking going. It's just clack, 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 clack. Like it starts pitching a lot. And then all of a sudden, in the midst of all this, Scott goes, look, right there. And we looked across, me and Trevor, and god damn it, right over that soybean field, there's a fucking orange glowing light that goes, and then just takes off and it's gone. And I just lose my fucking shit. And we're all freaking the fuck out. And we don't, of course, have video of it because we weren't recording video. I didn't even know we were recording audio, but we did record audio. But Jesus Christ, it fucking happened. An orange fucking thing. And both me and Scott were thinking orange light because we were thinking orange leather. So we're using orange. Orange is a color associated with Hod, the Sephira on the Tree of Life. That is the mercurial kind of force, trickery, trickster entities reside there. So I think that we were in touch with some kind of trickster thing. Call it an elemental, call it a spirit, call it a UFO, call it whatever, but it fucking appeared. And we were asking it to. And then after the apparition, whatever you want to call it, after that happened, the flashes and the communication dwindles down, lowers, and then about 15 minutes later, it just ceases. And I could feel that it was gone. What the fuck was that shit? We're driving back. We just can't fucking believe it. We can't fucking believe it. Like, we thought this was a test to see what it would be like to go out there and try something like this, right? And we talked about, like, maybe another time, like, focus on a certain star system or something. I suggested Sirius. That'd be perfect right now, especially. But fucking station's honor, y'all, this, I'm really telling you what my experience was. We went there with intention. We had been meditating. We had been visualizing. We went to this place seeking contact with some kind of alien intelligence. We feel like we were contacted. We feel like we had a communication. We had a conversation that is documented. And I know it's a hard, whatever. You believe whatever you want, Like, I think belief is the death of intelligence anyway, right? But man, oh fucking man. Some crazy fucking communication through that spirit box, all resulting, all three of us seeing a fucking fiery, orange fucking entity just shaped like a UFO, like just a orb of fucking orange that then just goes and curves up and just dis-fucking-peers. Crazy as fuck. Other people don't believe us. It's fine. They're saying that we were too high, or they're saying that we saw a firework. They don't do that. And nobody believed about the last time I saw a UFO, where me and Kevin saw it, and it's just a steady fucking light that would go away, and then it popped back, and it would go away, and then it would just fade out, and it kept doing that for a while, and then just ended, just went away. This one, though, and right over the fucking soybean field. Right over there. Like, we just fucking, it blew my fucking mind. Blew my fucking mind. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. And what's crazy is in the video, I'm like, not the video you're seeing here, but some of the footage we have, I said, because they're like, what do you think we're going to see anything tonight? I was like, I guarantee something's going to happen tonight. I just felt it. And I just was in the zone, and I was like, story that you tell yourself. This is going to happen tonight. This is going to happen tonight. God damn, y'all. Fucking wild. And luckily, nobody's reported anything feeling like it's lingering or anything like that. Oh, the other thing, I started doing pitches, right? Vibrational frequencies and shit like that. Things you would do in like a middle pillar exercise. I would do that with the vowel sounds, right? The Gnostic, it's basically part of the Gnostic pentagram ritual. But I was doing that, and it was responding with the fucking tones to Scott in his fucking headphones. Crazy. What was that? I just heard something go whoop. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear something go whoop? What the fuck was that? Now I'm chilled. Now I'm chilled right now. Now I'm like, nothing followed me home. Then I hear a weird thing in my fucking headphones as I mentioned my headphones. Did y'all hear that? I'm not fucking lying. Fuck. Stokes. Yo, what's up, dude? I cannot wait to tell you about this, man. I cannot wait for you to see some of the... We do believe we maybe got some of the blue flashes, but we didn't get the actual thing happening. It was so fucking quick. Even if we had the camera on and going, I don't know if we would have got it. Dynamite says, I question the consistency on spirit boxes. I think you need to ask the same question several times to see if you get the same responses, but I never see anyone do that. That's what we were doing. Crazy. Yeah, Kevin, you're going to love this fucking story. So anyway, since we all work at a place called The Deep, the Greys will enslave us. Did anybody hear that whoop? Whoop? Just looking at the chat. Don't meddle with the dead. Nothing good. I wasn't fucking with no dead people. Maybe. I don't know. I don't believe in ghosts, though. All right. So since we all work at a shop called The Deep, the name of the show is going to be called Into the Deep. And here is your first official reveal of some of the footage. Yeah, it's documented Chicago, but like we did not get the apparition on film. Not at all. This was meant to be a what-if test run, and we actually had a very fucking powerful experience. I'll have to dig through messages, but I was messaging my girlfriend, and at one point, like at 9:35 or something, she goes, how's it going? I was like, I haven't seen anything yet, but it's just fun hanging out with them, getting to know each other a little bit better. And then it's like, if you look at the messages, it goes to like 11:20, and he goes, right. My initial response to that was, but we're starting to see some shit now. And she goes, oh yeah. And then like at 11:20, I go, we just had a really fucking intense experience. This is when the local sheriff comes in and calls it Alabama swamp gas, typical Blue Book. Looking forward to hearing it. Well, you can hear the moment very soon because it's in the sizzle reel. So everybody hears everybody's first full official tease of our paranormal show. Kevin, we're going to have to get you involved in one. We got a lot of fun ones coming up. Into the Deep. Here we go.
So just, like, tell the story of...
Yeah, right there. Just kind of basically like you were saying the other day.
Start?
It's more about having fun and about going out and doing this.
I like the show. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just me.
It's as much about us as it is the paranormal.
Here to find some shit.
The goal was that we're going to try and get abducted by aliens, or at least see if we could see the UFO encounter.
What do you think's going to happen tonight?
Probably nothing.
Probably
but
nothing.
The best case scenario, man, we get sucked up there.
Yeah, if they'd arrested us, like, what would have happened? Like, we would have gone to jail and had to go to court, and they'd have showed up and looked stupid.
I'm just here to, like, you know, I'm super into, like, the idea of aliens and ultra-terrestrials and shit like that. So I want to see, like, what can we do?
And most people think of them as these nuts and bolts things, these creatures that are coming from another place. But it might not be that way. But we're also looking for this through line, this grand theory. You approach the high strangeness and all that kind of stuff, right? From like a sense of play, a sense of having fun, that's when you see it.
Exactly. And it pops across the sky and it just goes forward steady. It disappears.
Ultimately, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
You see that? Right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that moved. Oh! All right, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Walking through the woods looking for UFO.
You know, little dude.
Oh, my God.
And it's like you point to some random little, like...
So there you go. Greater Huntsville Paranormal Research. Into the Deep. First look, everybody. The PCP files. I like that, Chicago. That was it. And that moment is the actual audio recorded of the moment that we saw the apparition. That's what I'm calling it. Fucking crazy shit. Crazy shit. This looks like some found footage horror movie. I think Scott did a great job putting that together, and I'm very, very excited and honored to be a part of it. Because this is something that is really interesting to me, and I'm very, very excited. Hell yeah. I saw we fucking summoned a UFO, y'all. Whatever you want to think, whatever you want to call it, that's what happened. Let's play it again. One more again. It was so nice. We got to play it twice. So now that you've seen it, now you can really dwell in it. And remember, that is the audio of the apparition when we saw it at the end.
So just like tell the story of
Yeah, right there. Just kind of basically like you were saying
where
the
should
other
I
day.
start?
More about having fun and about going out and doing this.
I like the show.
Yeah.
I don't know.
At least just me.
It's as much about us as it is the paranormal.
Here to find some shit.
The goal was that we're going to try and get abducted by aliens, or at least see if we could see the UFO encounter.
So what do you think's gonna happen tonight?
Probably nothing.
Probably
But
nothing.
best case scenario, man, we get sucked up there.
Yeah, if they'd arrested us, like, what would have happened? Like, we would have gone to jail and had to go to court, and they'd have showed up and looked stupid.
I'm just here to, like, I'm super into, like, the idea of aliens and ultra-terrestrials and shit like that. So I want to see, like, what can we do?
And most people think of them as these nuts and bolts things, these creatures that are coming from another place, but it might not be that way. But we're also looking for this through line, this grand theory.
You approach the high strangeness and all that kind of stuff, right? From like a sense of play, a sense of having fun, that's when you see it.
Exactly. And it pops across the sky and it just goes forward steady. It disappears.
Ultimately, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
You see that? Right there!
Oh no. Oh, that moved. Oh! All right, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I get hit
Walking through the woods looking for UFO.
You know, little dude.
Oh my god.
and it's like you point to some random little like.
So there it is, your debut. So, hell yeah. Have you seen the recent footage of a family in South America communicating with UAPs with laser pointers? Been a believer since the early 90s, always look up. Hell yeah, eyes above, bruh. Now, I haven't seen that footage, but I know that, like, Stephen Greer using the CE5 protocols, that's one of it. Meditation, lights, and shit. We didn't have any lasers. I mentioned it, but we didn't really do that. But we did the orange leather thing in the meditation, but fucking crazy experience. Crazy fucking experience. All right, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, it's time to dive back into the 90s for comics for a short time. And also, a little bit of show and tell here on Rockin Robbie Live.
Talking to pop culture philosophers, I'm Rockin Robbie Live!
Welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on PCP, official Teen Dog Shades night. John in Pensacola wants everybody to choose between their favorite children. Question for everyone in the chat: if you have to pick one, Energon Universe or Ghost Machine? Stu very quickly says Energon, but Ghost Machine has been great, though. I would agree, Stu. I would go Energon. I'm getting so much love and excitement out of every Energon book right now. For me, Ghost Machine, I'm loving. I love Geiger. I'm really digging Rook Exodus. Redcoat's okay. It's okay. Junkyard Joe's fucking phenomenal. It's really good. I think Ghost Machine is actually like more hard-hitting stories in a way, but man and damn, if Energon is not super exciting, right? 100% super exciting. So yeah, Teen Dog Shades Night, I talked a little bit about magic and life-changing. And then we talked about my UFO experience last week. And then officially debuted Into the Deep, Episode 1's trailer teaser thing. And yeah, it's been some time. Anyway, all the stuff down there: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, website, patreon.com/PCP. Find PCP patrons right there. Super chat. Help Jayme out. Jayme could really use some help. She recently had a car accident, has left her out of a job, and she could use some help. So if anybody is able to help, please help at the link pinned at the top of the chat, or that I just dropped in the chat, or in the description. So who was on the grassy knoll yesterday? Not touching that one, cardstock variant. Not tonight. I was like, damn. Teen Dog Shades night after a possible assassination attempt. We're going to chill out on that one. Hey, Robbie, have you dropped Nights by Wyatt Kennedy? I feel like I remember you were pretty high on the first few issues, but I haven't seen you review in a while, so I was just curious. I remember reading the first issue and not really liking it. I don't know, maybe the second or third issue came out on like a super stacked week or something. Sometimes that happens. When Robbie smokes, the chat should share their funny stoner moments. Okay. Chicago says, I'll go first. While in college, I put some lasagna in the microwave to heat it up while playing video games. I typed 9 my PUN number for my I typed 9 my PIN number for my debit card. 54 minutes and 37 seconds was way too long. Yeah, I might have to check out Nights when it comes out. Do remember that tomorrow night, Action Fest continues with Last Action Hero on PCP Movie Night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Also, check this out. Next week on Rockin Robbie Live, a full proper Rockin Robbie Live next week with the full lineup, the reveal, 3 channels, Dylan's Horror Show, Blood Splatter Chatter, and Pop Culture Philosophers collaborating yet again on a massive and awesome Horror Fest 2024. And next week, here on Rockin Robbie Live, we reveal the full lineup across all 3 channels of Horror Fest 2024. And remember, Horror Fest is the most wonderful time of the year. And this is your official Horror Fest 2024 logo, and we'll get that shit put on a shirt. So, there you go. Horror Fest reveal next week here on Rockin Robbie Live. Chill Out Man says, it's gonna be lit. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. All right, it's time to go back. How far back in time? To the 90s with one of our favorite segments here. Marvel in the 90s. Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and today we're taking a look inside Heroes Reborn Iron Man #2 from Scott Lobdell, Jim Lee, and illustrated by Will Spartasio. That's right, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking out the video. Today, we're taking a look inside the Invincible Iron Man Volume 2, Issue number 2, illustrated by Will Spartasio and written by Scott Lobdell and Jim Lee. So this is part, of course, of the Heroes Reborn initiative. Jim Lee got a hold of the Iron Man book. He co-plotted it. Scott Lobdell did the script. Will Spartasio did the artwork. When we talked about issue number 1, which was the second highest selling of all of the Heroes Reborn books and the second highest selling comic in September of 1996. Now we're in October of 1996, and the sales have dipped down for Iron Man #2. After issue number 1, the sales go from just under 300,000, it's like 277,000, right? Down to just under 140,000. So a big drop. I don't know why. I mean, there's a big drop between issues 1 and 2 all the time. But it's going to be interesting to see how it trends overall. Does it ever hit a point where it just balances out, or is it just continuously decline? But still, way outselling what Iron Man was typically selling for years and years, right? These were books, Iron Man, Fantastic Four, Captain America, and the Avengers, that were the flagships at one point, the cornerstone of the Marvel Universe. And now, it's crazy to think about how popular Iron Man is, but back in these days, that was not the case. But with a little bit of Jim Lee, a little bit of Will Spartasio, it did bump up these numbers for a little bit, because this was Marvel spending a lot of money to try to make a lot of money, and I don't know, as it went, it's looked at as kind of a failure, but I think Heroes Reborn is rather fun. Now, Iron Man issue number 1, I did not like. I thought it was clunky. I thought it was a little silly. I thought it was hard to understand. And I thought the artwork was decent, but it wasn't the best. Here in issue number 2, all of that kind of solidifies for me. So let's crack it open. A great shot of Iron Man and what they're calling the Promethean armor. And that's kind of what it's known as now. Will Spartasio is a little inconsistent at times with certain things about the armor, but overall, I do like this design. Nowadays, I don't know about the faceplate. It does kind of have a certain look, but like the jaw being separate from the faceplate makes it look like the mouth is always open, and just, it has an interesting kind of manga, anime kind of feel to it. When I was a kid, I loved the conduit look of all the musculature in the Iron Man suit. I thought that was super cool. I liked these big exhaust things on the back. But here we get a great shot of the new armor, the Heroes Reborn Iron Man armor, that is excellently finished and colored. I love this first page. And then we go into an even better second page. A nice big spread right here of the Hulk. I love Will Spertasio's Hulk. He's making up muscles. He's making up lumps. He's putting things that shouldn't be there. But that's okay because this is comic books. It's bigger than life. It's large. It's giant. It's the freaking Hulk. Liz Allen is able to Liz Ross is just able to fit right in the palm of his hand. Inconsistency throughout. That's 90s comics. That's extreme 90s comics. Now, this isn't Extreme Studios. This is Wildstorm. That's not what I mean. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's something about the faceplate on Iron Man that I like, but then there's something I don't like. He's always kind of got the same expression. Now, Iron Man always does have the same expression, but I like the little slit. I don't really like the fact that, I don't know, there's something about the faceplate to me that does feel a little bit off. It's a little complex of a design. Iron Man designs were always known to be a little bit simple, and rightly so. They should be simple, like that way people can draw them and you can do it quickly. This is adding things to it, and ever since these days, the armors have been a little bit more complex with the way that they're developed. But this whole issue is pretty much Hulk versus Iron Man. Lots of setup, lots of clunkiness, lots of disjointed stuff in the first issue, but it's all set up for just an epic battle between the Hulk and Iron Man. So the Hulk screams Iron Man through 3 walls. I love that effect right there. And then this is Jasper Sitwell. He is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. You actually will know Jasper Sitwell from the MCU. He's like the bald guy with the glasses. I think he winds up being a member of Hydra in the MCU. But here he is. He was there with Tony Stark. He thinks Tony Stark caught a bunch of shrapnel in his chest, and he's in the suit now, and Bruce Banner just had a bomb explode, a gamma bomb that turned him into the Hulk, and it was all set up by Hydra. So he gets thrown through these walls, but it ain't stopping. Hulk is still coming right at him, and then very quickly, Hulk just gets taken out by a repulsor blast, straight to the face. Cool little effect right there. He goes, "Ha, are you going to stop Hulk with your hand?" Something like that. Whomp, boom. There you go. Now, Tony, as Iron Man, does have a little bit of a jovial nature when he's in this suit, and it's very much appropriate for the character, very much in line with the Robert Downey Jr. Kind of interpretation of the character, which is pretty much spot on. So it kind of removes it from that the asshole nature of Tony in the first issue. They set up Tony to be very unlikable, and here we're starting to get a little bit more into the fun of being Iron Man. So this is an experimental suit that he has locked up in this facility forever since his buddy Rebel had died during a test of this armor. So he's in there. Liz is like, "Who are you?" He goes, I'm Iron Man," because that's what Hulk was calling him. Hulk calls himself the Hulk because Iron Man says you're a hulking figure or something like that. And he goes, "Well, I work for Mr. Stark. I'm his bodyguard. We're close, right?" Setting up the whole typical thing that Iron Man for decades and decades had a secret identity, and it was Tony Stark. And Tony Stark is this very famous businessman and popular figure. And so the lie was that Iron Man was actually Tony Stark's bodyguard, when in fact it was actually Tony Stark. So they're playing along with that. But the Hulk is out, but not for long. Tap, tap, psst. Boom. He throws this giant rock at Iron Man. He's dodging out of the way. Jasper, by the way, just keeps kind of like behind the scenes, walking around, creeping around, watching what's going on, trying to figure out where Tony is. You get the idea that maybe he's not on the up and up. They don't really fully deliver any kind of reveal here, but that's the idea that you get. What a wild, crazy Hulk face. Those giant teeth, his eyes so far apart, but it works. I love this. Look at what he's got: biceps, triceps, deltoids. What else? What else is all that? It's all this craziness that I absolutely love. He smashes his finger down, or his hand down, to Iron Man, stops it with a force field, kicks him up, blasts him away, comes after him. "I'm not looking to hurt you, Hulk, unless I learn you have something to do with whatever happened to a friend of mine named Bruce Banner." So they don't know this is Tony. They don't know that this is Bruce, because it's very early on. He's taking him. We're in Niagara Falls. I do love this shot. This great angle down at Niagara Falls. The energy and motion of the figures going this way, up, up, wham, wham, wham. I really like the black, like the white on black lettering for Iron Man, but I love Hulk's lettering right here. So they're continuing to fight. Hulk is naked, by the way, if you can't tell. That's what's going on there. So that's actually quite a suggestive panel. Then some helicopters show up. Hulk sees them, and we cut back to Pepper Potts. She's watching the news, and she's like, that's got to be Stark, but how? She doesn't understand. So just a quick little cutaway. Back now to the Hulk throwing a giant boulder at this helicopter. Tony rushes to help him, catching the helicopter and the tractor beam, moving it out of the way. A fudge on the color here. At first, I was like, because of these rocks and the color, I was like, did he jump underwater? But no, he's not underwater. It's just something weird happened on the color in that panel in particular. So anyway, back to Jasper running around. He comes across Liz, and let's see. Oh, it's you. I thought you might have been a Hydra agent. Hydra was here? Then they must know about Operation Gamma. Apparently, they tried to detonate it. Bruce died trying to stop them. That is unfortunate, but I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to fill me in on the details later. Our priority right now is finding Mr. Stark. Stu's totally a Hydra agent. One of the things that always bothered me about Whilce Portacio's work was everybody always has like cheekbones, the nose, the chin, the underlip, the side lip, the jaw. Everything is like bubbly. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like spherical. Everything is bubbly, and it always made people look like bloated or something, like they got some kind of inflammation like problem happening. But these are actually ticks that I like about it now. There is less empty space on the pages than there were in the first one. Maybe not so much. It feels like there's less empty space, but that could just be me misremembering. Then we go back to the Hulk fighting Iron Man. Completely nude Hulk. Look at all these back muscles. I mean, this stuff is super cool. I love the inking. The inking is done by Scott Williams and somebody named JD. So it goes back and forth, and but it doesn't really necessarily feel inconsistent, though. For instance, that very first page feels very tight and put together compared to some of these other ones. But I digress. Still a pretty solid book. The Stark armor, by the way, is completely out of power, but there is an active power cord near him, and Hulk is looming over him. What a creepy face right there. Hulk is looming over him, though, and the suit's out of power, but he grabs the electric cables, charges up the powers. Hulk goes, what? Iron Man does not know when to die. You first. And then, once again, the inconsistency in the size, but that's a part of it. That's why it works. That's why I love. He shocks the hell out of the Hulk. It is, for all intents and purposes, their last exchange. Now, in the first book, Scott Lobdell put way too many words in here, and that doesn't necessarily happen in this second one. It actually has a better kind of flow and a vibe to it. I love the idea that this panel is behind this one, so it sticks out a little bit there. It's got the negative space, but it works, and it helps kind of flow. It breaks up the flow, and it makes it not feel so cluttered and clunky. They fall together, Hulk and Iron Man, down. They shut off all the power pretty much on the eastern seaboard, and they fall into Niagara Falls. And then we get the end of the issue where it promises that it's clobbering time next issue, which means the Thing is going to be showing up. So all in all, a vast improvement on the first issue. But I mean, it's really much a vast improvement on the first issue. There was one little funny bit that I'm trying to find here now that I remembered from when I was reading. Right here. So the Hulk is nude. And I don't know how well you can see this. But you get the idea that this is like part of the muscles on the back of the leg. But at first glance, it looks straight up like Hulk's taint. Like Hulk's taint's just right there in a Marvel comic for everybody to see and enjoy. But with all the clunky setup of the first issue, it's nice to get a dynamic action scene. Just a whole big fight. Not a lot of words. It doesn't like hold back the excitement of the fight of this issue. It actually has a great flow. It's got a couple pages of great artwork. It's got some intrigue with this Jasper Sitwell, but I'm pretty certain, if I remember correctly, that he is a Hydra agent. But I love this look for Hulk. I like this look for Iron Man. It is a bit dense, right? I would not want to draw that every single month. But all in all, I really like this issue so much more than the first one. So this was rather exciting. Will Avengers be the same way? I wonder. Kurt Busiek wearing a damn Galactus helmet. What a nerd. An interview with Terry Kavanagh, Roger Cruz. This is putting you in a time and place, right? Speaking of, check this out. The Marvel Cyberverse. Log on Marvel Online, featuring live chat sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays, weekly Spider-Man Cyber Comic, message boards, trivia game, coming soon, Wolverine Cyber Comic. Just go to keyword Marvel on America Online or call 1-800-582-6556 for free AOL installation software in the US and Canada. What some ridiculousness. It takes you back to a moment in time that I'm rather fond of. Heroes Reborn 1996. I really liked Iron Man issue number 2. Did not like issue number 1 as much, but really thought they improved on things in issue number 2. What do you think of Will Spartacio? What do you think of Heroes Reborn? What do you think of Iron Man? Let me know in the comments down below, and we will continue through our journey of Heroes Reborn. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and join us over at patreon.com/PCP. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Station. Marvel in the 90s. All right, that was Marvel in the 90s, everybody, so hope you enjoyed that. All right, time to get into show and tell. Got some AOKs, basically. So our good buddy Verno over at Blood Splatter Chatter, who is going to be a part of the announcement for Horror Fest next week here on Rockin Robbie Live, sent me a cool package, including this Bill and Ted Wild Stallion shirt. So that's fucking dope. So thank you for that, Verno. He also sent me a VHS copy of the most important movie in the history of pop culture philosophers, Cyborg. That's right, a VHS copy of Van Damme's Cyborg. Why is this the most important movie in PCP history? Because this is the most viewed video we have, is our review on this ridiculous-ass movie. For some reason, it has just recently crossed 550,000 views here on YouTube. What the fuck? But Verno knows, so that's awesome. I cannot wait to pop this in and watch Cyborg on VHS as the gods intended. He also sent me a DVD of a movie called May. Now, I know that I think this was covered on Blood Splatter Chatter, maybe DHS. Somebody covered May, but I wasn't a part of the show, and I haven't seen it, so I got a copy now, so I'll be watching that. And he sent me a copy of an old school movie that I discovered for the first time this year during March Madness and loved, Possession. Oh, this got titties. That's fine. Same thing on the inside. But yeah, so Possession, a really beautiful slip on that. Possession on Blu-ray. This movie is fucking wild. This movie is fucking bonkers. All right. Then my boy BG. I got my buddy Blake with a massive cool dude fucking looking out for his friend. Found some VHSs at a thrift store that he knew I would be wanting them. And he got them and just gave them to me. First off, he was visiting somewhere, I don't remember where, and he found this somewhere, but this is Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home in a clamshell case, special widescreen edition. How fucking dope is that? How fucking dope is that? That's so dope. All right. But here's where we get some goodies. Two Gun, you still here? Yeah, there you are. Yeah, it was a great package from Verno. And this is a great gift from my buddy Blake. Check it out. The Ghost of Frankenstein on VHS. The Mummy's Tomb on VHS. One of my personal favorites, The Mummy's Hand. And I have a live commentary on all of these mummy movies as a part of Mummy Monday that we did one Horror Fest. That was fun doing Mummy Mondays. Then I got House of Frankenstein. Is that Glenn Strange? It's an inside joke. House of Frankenstein. Then we got House of Dracula. How fucking dope, y'all. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. And the last one, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Fuck yes. These are like my favorite fucking movies. Like, honestly, I go on all the time. Oh, I really love American Beauty and Citizen Kane and Dazed and Confused and Blade Runner and 2001: A Space Odyssey. And, of course, Suspiria is magnificent. Like, lately, Suspiria has been what I've been saying as my favorite movie. But, like, my favorite just lump sum movies, my favorite cinematic universe are these motherfuckers right here. So none of the main ones, no Wolfman, no Dracula, none of the first sequels. You know, no Bride of Frankenstein, no Son of Frankenstein, no Dracula's Daughter, no Son of Dracula. But we do got some really great late period Universal Monster classics here. Let's just go through them again. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. I want to get all these motherfuckers. In this collection in particular, these were the ones that I would rent all the time from my library in the 90s. But we got House of Dracula. Is that Glenn Strange? Did he just say making fuck? All right. House of Frankenstein. Oh, I love these fucking movies. We do one every horror fest. So which one are we doing? The Mummy's Hand, which is a severely underrated movie. And the lore from the Boris Karloff mummy is what the lore of the Brendan Fraser mummy is, right? However, the tone of this movie is more what the Brendan Fraser movie goes for. This is the first Cotteris movie. I fucking love The Mummy's Hand. I love this series of mummy movies. Mummy Monday. Too bad we've already done it. But I guess we could do some Hammer ones or something. Mummy's Tomb. This one's got some iconic scenes. Is this the one where it's in the South? Like, there's a Dracula, Son of Dracula, and there's a mummy movie where they take place in a southern plantation. Ghost of Frankenstein. Some good shit, man. And then the Star Trek one. Hold on. Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Clamshell. Widescreen edition. How fucking cool is that? I fucking love VHS, y'all. Reliving my youth a day at a time. Yeah, and I'm missing the Creature trilogy for sure. Hell yeah, VHS gold. All right. To signify the end of show and tell, it's time for your official Final Five. All right, Final Five. God, they're trying to run a lot of ads tonight. I think I'm going to have to go in settings, see if something fucking changed. All right, we're going through my DVD collection. Somebody said something about DC animation. How about this? Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. I have such a nostalgia trip right now for these fucking clamshell DVD cases. Like, I want to get my fucking... I want to rebuy... I want to find Blade again, because Blade had that, and I don't know, I'm getting nostalgic about this fucking DVD case. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Batman Mask of the Phantasm. And then, of course, we got Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero, which is a Batman animated movie that came out around Batman and Robin utilizing Mr. Freeze. Then we got Batman Mystery of the Batwoman. This one's aight. Obviously, that's a damn classic and one of the best Batman movies of all time. All right, and then to wrap up, we got The Batman, the complete first season. I like this show. Different interpretations of the villains and things like that, but I don't know. I kind of like this show. So I got the first season there, and I got the second season right there of The Batman. I fucking love that shit. Anyway, that has been your very own official... Where's it go? I went the wrong one. Final Five. All right. Do I have season 3? Find out on the next First Five. All right, and that's going to be the show tonight. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us for this Teen Dog Shades night. It's been super fun. It's been great sharing my UFO story, talking a little bit more about just little bit of my personal life, just getting a little bit more open. We got the shades on. We're all good. We're protected. I don't know what the fuck that weird sound was. That was weird. That's fine. If you don't believe the shit, you don't believe the shit. It doesn't bother me. But we're going to leave you once again with the real Into the Deep. So everybody, have a great week. Join us tomorrow night. Don't forget, for PCP Movie Night as we continue Action Fest with Last Action Hero. It's going to be a great one. We love you. Station, pop, pop, boom. Keep on living, loving, and learning. We're dipping out. And thank you to anybody who helped donate towards Jayme tonight. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, Into the Deep. We're out. Teen Dog Shades.
So just like tell the story of
Yeah, right there. Just kind of basically like you were saying
where
the
should
other day.
I start?
More about having fun and about going out and doing this.
I like the show.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's just me.
It's as much about us as it is the paranormal.
Here to find some shit.
The goal was that we're going to try and get abducted by aliens, or at least see if we could see the UFO encounter. What do you think's going to happen tonight?
Probably nothing.
Probably
But
nothing.
best case scenario, man, we get sucked up there.
Yeah, if they'd arrested us, like what would have happened? Like we would have gone to jail and had to go to court, and they'd have showed up and looked stupid.
I'm just here to like, I'm super into like the idea of aliens and ultra terrestrials and shit like that. So I want to see like what can we do?
And most people think of them as these nuts and bolts things, these creatures that are coming from another place, but it might not be that way. But we're also looking for this through line, this grand theory.
You approach the high strangeness and all that kind of stuff, right? From like a sense of play, a sense of having fun.
Yeah.
That's when you see it.
Exactly. And it pops across the sky and it just goes forward steady. It disappears.
Ultimately, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
You see that? Right there!
Oh no! Oh, that moved. Oh! All right, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I get hit
Walking through the woods looking for UFO.
You know, little dude.
Oh my god!
And it's like you point to some random little like.
Bye.